circle this evening. I was having a little bit of a challenge before with this, but let us see how this goes. So at the end of today's session, you should be able to state the parts of the circle, calculate the circumference, calculate the length of an arc, calculate the area of a circle, calculate the area of a sector, and calculate the area of a segment. I know all of that would have been said, and it sounds like a mouthful, but we're going to be taking it one step at a time, so don't worry about it. All right, so we have a circle here. So we have a circle. What is the boundary of this circle called? What is the name given to the boundary of this circle?
Circumference.
Circumference. Awesome. Right off the bat, I like how you're responding. Right. So right here, we have the circumference, as was stated. So the circumference is the distance along or around the circle, or in other words, the perimeter. We're more familiar with the perimeter, but we don't normally use that term when we're talking about the circle. We normally refer to it as the circumference, but it's one in the same. This right here is the diameter. Who can give me a definition based on how it is represented here? What you think the diameter is?
The diameter is half of the circle.
All right, but me not really like it. It's okay, but it's not how I want it. Fix it up a little for me. Someone else.
The diameter is twice the radius.
Miss?
Okay. Yes, there.
Miss, the diameter is a straight line that runs through the center of the circle and touches 2 points on the circumference of the circle.
That is what I want. The precision with that definition is what I want. All of the things that were stated before were indeed true, but with what was said and how it was stated, that it was what I wanted. So the distance across the circle passing through the center of the circle and touching any 2 points on the circumference of the circle. Perfect. Radius. Who wants to give me a definition for it? Oh, no, but stop talking to me now, you know.
Miss, the radius is a line that runs from the center of the circle and touches any point on the circumference of the circle.
All right, I have a question, not necessarily for you, but for anyone else that would like to answer. If I was supposed to draw with this very same circle, I decided that I wanted to draw another line here. Don't judge me. I'm using a mouse. It's not perfect. Would this be equal to this one here?
No.
No?
No.
Why not? Why not?
Yes, equal to it.
Wait a man, you know, someone wanna sound far and someone wanna sound near.
Miss,
You can't just say yes, miss. You have to provide some clarity. Don't just say yes. Give me a reason.
Miss, it is the same because any point from the middle, the center of the circle to the circumference is equal to each other.
All right. So all radii are equal. So if you have 10 radii, they are all equal once we are making reference to the same circle. So both radii would be equal in this instance. So the blue radius would be equal to the red radius. Clear to everyone? Did I confuse anyone with that question? All right. Everyone seems to be good so far. No problem. So the distance from the center of the circle to any point on the circumference is the radius. Moving right along. The chord. What can you tell me about the chord? And why do I get the strange feeling that I'm hearing from the same person? Anyone wants to tell me about the chord?
The chord is the A line connecting 2 points on the circumference.
A line connecting 2 points on the circumference. Anyone agrees, disagrees?
Miss, it's like a diagonal line. It doesn't run straight through the center of the circle. It runs diagonally.
Oh,
Well,
so it have to, so it has to be diagonal?
no, it doesn't
No.
have to be.
What did you just say? Fix it up then, man, because you confused me. You say it have to be diagonal and it doesn't run through the center. Is that true?
Miss,
Yes, dear.
it's a straight line that connects any two points that are located on the circumference.
Any 2 points, so it's a line that connects any 2 points on the circumference. All right. Let me look what I have. A line joining 2 points on the circumference. So I have a question. Is the diameter a chord?
No.
Huh? Me hear no. Why no?
Yes.
Remember, say with everything what we not tell me, no man, you have to justify. Why no? Or if
Yes,
yes,
miss,
why yes?
it's a card. It's a special card.
It's a special chord. What's so special about it? What makes it special?
Excuse me, miss.
Pardon me?
It is a chord. It's the longest chord of the circle.
How we know? How we know? How are you going to justify that to me?
It's because both of
Miss,
them joins or moves 2 points on the circumference.
Because both of them, what are you making reference to? Clarify that for me then. Help me out.
Miss, the chord and the diameter.
But you're talking
Both.
about like a two different things. So the diameter is not a chord. You confuse me, man.
Yes, miss, it is.
Okay.
Miss,
Mm-hmm.
Miss, the diameter is not a chord because it passes through the circle. It passes through the middle, Miss.
It passed through the center, so it's not a chord. So look at the definition that I have. A line joining 2 points on the circumference. Right? So when we look at the diameter, remember the diameter that we had? Did the diameter touch 2 points on the circumference?
yes.
That is the only criteria. Was that criteria met?
No.
A lie. The diameter never touched 2 parts on the
Yes,
circumference.
miss.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
miss.
Yes. So if that is the only criteria for it to be considered a chord, is it a chord?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Yes. We are confusing ourselves. Don't look at it in isolation. Just think about what a chord is and try to figure out if the diameter would have met that criteria, and it does. So as someone would have rightfully stated, the diameter would have been is the longest chord. All right, moving right along. Everyone okay? Any
Yes,
questions?
miss.
All
No,
right.
miss.
333. Who said no? Why would not have some numbers as your name though? Please to put your name, because it's 333 that keeps it popping up on my screen. And I want to see a name because I don't want to call 333 because I don't know if 333 something is male or female. So please to put a name. So right here, we have a minor sector and the major sector. As the name suggests, we know that the minor is the smaller portion and the major segment, is the larger portion. Now this part is the arc, is a part of the circumference. And of course, we have a major arc and we have a minor arc. So based on what we just looked at when we looked at the segment, what would you consider this part? This arc, would you consider this arc to be a major arc or a minor arc?
Minor, miss.
Why minor?
Because it's outside circle.
Miss, I would say minor because it's a fraction of the circumference.
But the big part, would that be a fraction too? Wouldn't
Miss,
Miss,
it?
it's
other
only
part would
like
be
a
a major part,
second,
Miss,
Miss.
a second.
all right, all right. Hold on. Now, like how all out not talk one time, you have to give each other a chance. Thank you, Dixon, for your point of view. Someone else.
Miss, it's a smaller segment of the circumference.
No, man, use the language now. What are we making reference to?
The
What are we
arc.
talking about?
The
The
sma-
arc.
Right.
So it is?
The smaller segment of the arc or something like that.
Something
Or
like
smaller
that.
arc.
All right. It would be considered the minor arc because it's the smaller portion of the circumference. So if we were supposed to separate the circumference by the arcs, we would have the smaller portion being the minor arc and the larger portion being the major arc. I'm seeing the names, that I'm still seeing some numbers popping up. So help me out with that, please and thank you. And here we have the minor sector and the major sector. So that was just a little brushing up, things that if you're never so sure about, we fix it, and now we're getting straight into it. So here we're going to be looking at the circumference. Are you seeing my screen? Is anyone having an issue? Are you able to see my screen just fine?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, if you notice your background is a little bit noisy, I'm going to ask you to step away or to minimize how you open your microphone or to just type in the chat, please and thank you. So here we are now. So example 1, you walked along a circular path which has a diameter of 100 meters. How far have you walked? So if you look to the left of my screen, you'll see the circumference. And the formula that we have is pi times diameter. Anyone can explain how them get the 2 times pi times r down the bottom? How them boom flick from pi times diameter to 2 times pi times r? Who can explain that to me?
Miss,
Miss,
because the radius is 2 times the diameter.
Because 2 times the radius gives me the diameter. Thank you. Your name just, I can't pronounce your first name, but me just know say it starts with A and I'm not gonna damage it. So thank you. I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. I'm so sorry. Thank you for that. So that is it. So the formula that we use for finding the circumference is pi times diameter, or 2 times pi times r, because 2 times the radius gives us the diameter. So who wants to try this one? Remember, here is where we want you to make the mistake. We don't want you to wait until you get on the exam to actually make the mistakes. So I'm going to give you a few minutes and you tell me where you get. Remember, you walked along a circular path which has a diameter of 100 meters. How far have you walked?
314.
314. How you get that?
Diameter times times pi.
And
Pi
why
is
your
3.
voice sounds so strong?
What you mean, miss?
You sound grown.
Pi is
What grade?
3.14. Pi is 3.14. The diameter is 100. So 3.14 times 100 gives you 314 meters.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Why does it sound like Mr. Carty?
I don't know.
All right, Mr. Carty. Moving right along. Does anyone agree?
yes, Miss.
Yes, I agree.
All right, Danielle. All right, Amia. I hope that's how your name is pronounced. So that is
Yes,
what we got.
Miss.
So the distance walked is equal to the circumference. So we are saying pi times 100 is equal to, and we are using 3.14 for pi because that's what was stated. And please, if you go on the exam and they say use pi to be 22/7, please don't take it upon yourself and use 3.14. Use what was instructed, please. So pi times 100 is 3.14 times 100, which of course gives us 314. Anyone struggle with that one? 330230, change to a name.
Excuse yourself, man.
All right, moving right along. I didn't want it to have this, In the diagram above, you have a minor arc of sector AOB with angle measure of 50 degrees and major arc AOB with angle measure of 310 degrees. You can find the length of an arc by using the formula theta upon 360 times circumference of the circle. Who can explain to me why we're using the circumference of the circle? Anyone?
Because I need to find a perimeter.
Yes, but we didn't want you to nice it up for me, but yes. Because we're looking for a portion of the circumference. So we are not talking about the inside part now. We are looking at the circumference. So we are not talking about the area. So that's why we use that formula. But why we use pi theta upon 360? Justify that part for me.
Miss, because you'd have to use the angle.
Which angle, miss? You can't just throw me out in the water and drop me so without no little safety, nothing. Just throw me out, so.
Miss the
Angle
angle
O.
50.
Pardon me. So wait, you tell me say 50 alone me could have used?
No, miss, any angle.
Any angle. So what would determine which angle we use when we are calculating something? What would determine that?
Theta.
Any number that's in the middle.
Any number when I middle, no man. Maybe me
Any
not ask the question
letter
right.
that's in the middle.
Pardon me?
Based on the angle you want to find.
Based on the angle that I want to find.
Miss,
Any letter that is in the middle.
Yes, that.
Any letter that is in the middle. And no me confused. So, all right then. So my theta here, so I'm saying that theta upon 360 times the circumference of the circle. So theta is the measure of the angle in the sector related to the arc. You want to realize that the question I asked you know, the answer upon the board? So it has to be in relation to the angle in the sector. So if I'm looking for the minor arc, then I would use the angle in the smaller portion. And if I'm looking for the major arc, then I would look the angle at the larger portion. Not true? Hello?
Yes.
All right. So here is another example that I want you to try. If I'm going too fast, feel free to ask your questions or stop me so I can just stop and then answer the questions that you have. So here is where we are. They're asking you to find the length of the minor arc formed by sector AOB with an angle of 50 degrees at the center and a radius of 4 centimeters. Now, the reason I wanted you to explain to me why it is that we're using what we're using is for you to have a good understanding as to why you're doing what you're doing. Because sometimes when you get to the exam, you see so many formulas, you get confused. But if you have an understanding as to why you're doing what you're doing, it helps. Just saying. So go ahead and try that one for me.
Miss, I don't understand, miss.
Miss, my answer is 3.49 2 dp. I rounded it to 2 dp.
All right, someone said they don't understand, and thank you for that answer. We'll check it shortly. So let us look at what we have. You're seeing the image that I have on the board, right?
Yes.
Who is the person that said they don't understand? You have to talk so I can help you.
Yes, miss.
All right, so with the circle that I have here, we're looking to find the minor arc. So we're looking to find, let me use a different color. So we're looking to find this section here. Clear?
Yes, miss.
Hold on, let me get this out of the way. All right, so we're looking to find this section here. What is the angle that is represented in that section?
50 degrees, miss.
50 degrees. So what we are saying, how we arrived at the formula, what is the outside? What is the boundary of the circle called? We made reference to that earlier. The circumference. How do we find the circumference? We looked at that before. How do we find the circumference?
2 times r times pi. 2 radii.
So we have two options. We have 2 times pi times radius. Whoops, never mind me. Or what is our other option?
3 pi.
Diameter times pi.
Diameter times pi. So it'd be our diameter times pi. All right. What information was given to us?
The angle.
The angle was provided, so we know what we're going to put instead of theta. Instead of theta, what would we put there?
50 degrees.
50 degrees. If they asked us for the major arc though, what would be the size of the angle that we used?
310.
310.
310. How did we arrive at that 310 though?
It's a
Miss,
minus the
because
50.
Minus 50 from what though?
Yes,
360.
because all
300.
of it would be 360 and we already have a 50
All of
degrees.
what? All of what?
The circle.
All of the circle?
No,
The circumference of the circle.
Circumference? So the circumference is 360 degrees?
Miss, the
No,
angle of
miss.
a circle is 360 degrees.
All right. So we're not talking about the circumference here. We are talking about the angle. So the angle in the circle would measure 360 degrees. And we only have 50 of that 360. So we take 50 from 360, which will give us 310 degrees. So it's not the circumference. Clear to everyone?
Yes, miss.
All right. So once we're there, we're using 50 degrees. So instead of having theta, we would put 50. So it's 50 and whichever formula you want to use. Which formula would you use for the circumference though? And why? Would you get a different answer if you use the diameter versus the radius?
No, miss.
So if I'm going to be using the diameter,
yes,
what
miss.
would my diameter be? Who said yes? Will I get a different answer?
Yes, miss.
Yes, yes, miss.
Why would I get a different answer?
Miss, because you're not finding the diameter, you're finding the radius.
A radius
No,
we're fine?
no, miss, you're finding the minor arc, miss.
The minor arc, all right? So you are going to tell me what you're going to write down, and I am going to write it down. Tell me what you would write if you are going to use the diameter, and I want someone else to tell me what you would write if you would have been using the radius. So I'm going to start with you,
Miss, if you're good with me,
the person that was
Miss,
talking before. That says if we get if we
Miss,
use the diameter, we
if
get a
you're finding
different
the
answer.
diameter, yes, Miss.
All right, tell me the formula that I would use.
Miss,
Go ahead. Tell me what I'm going to use. I'm going to write it right here, so. So instead of theta, what should I have?
50.
50. All right. 50 upon 360.
Yes, Miss.
All right. Times the
4.
diameter. What is the diameter?
4.
4. All right. Times pi, which is, we're going to use 3.14 because it wasn't stated. So we're going to be using 3.14. All right. Someone else. We're going to leave this right here for now. Someone else. If I was supposed to use the radius, what would I have? What would be different?
Miss, you would
Miss, you would
change
have
4
to
by
times
2.
it by 2.
Pardon me?
The radius will be
You
times
would
by
have to
2.
times 2. The radius would be times by 2.
All right, so tell me what to write. One person. Limaria. Is that how your name is pronounced there? Or Amoya? Any one of you?
yes, Miss.
Amoya, go ahead and tell me what to write. I'm using the radius now.
Miss, 2 times,
No,
2
man.
times
Remember, say
3.1.
here, so we start now. Theta. We use theta. So what are we going to have instead of theta?
Miss, 50.
50. All right. So you are green. So 50 upon 360 times
2.
2.
Times
3.14.
times 4, Miss.
3.14
Times
times
4.
All right. So here is where I'm struggling now. Why do I have the radius here is 4 and the diameter is same 4?
Because the diameter.
That's not supposed to be.
It should
That's
be
not
in
what it's supposed to be. What should be different? Which one is wrong?
It's the
the
diameter.
diameter.
The diameter. What did we learn about the diameter earlier?
It's twice the radius.
Twice the radius.
The diameter is 2 times the radius.
Yes, Miss. So you'd have 4 times 2, or you can add 4 2 times, so 4 plus 4.
So 2 times the radius gives me the diameter. Think about it now. Let us put it in money. Which is 2 times which? Tell me some statements. You said the diameter. You said 2 times the diameter gives me the radius. Is that what you're saying? 2 times the diameter
Miss,
is
it would
equal
have
to the
been 2
radius?
times the radius.
No, Miss, it's 2 times the
All
radius
right,
given
so
the
me want to know say
diameter.
this wrong, you know. It's 2 times the radius that gives me the diameter. Right? Hello?
Yes, Miss.
All right.
Yes,
So
Miss.
instead of having this 4 here for the diameter, what should we have instead?
8.
We should have 8. So I want some of you to use this one and the rest of you to use this one and tell me if you come up with the same answer. So we have A and B. We don't pay too much attention to the letters. They're struggling right now. But I just want you to use, some of you should use A. Let me call out some names. And then you tell me what your answers are. Oh, Jesus. This person, 08454, JMQK, pick a name. Alia, Abrina, Morris, Aisha, all of the A persons use radius. Everybody else use the diameter. All of the persons that first name starts with A, you're using the radius formula. Everyone else use the diameter.
Miss, I already told you my
Wait,
answer.
wait. Keep your answer. Which one did you use again? Which one of the formulas you use?
Miss, the one with the 2 radii.
2 radii. So you have 2 times the radius. Which 2 radii you talk about? You talk about the diameter?
No, Miss, 2
You
times
mean 2
R
times the
times 5.
radius?
Yes, Miss.
All right, don't worry yourself. Let us wait on the others to catch up. Remember, everyone, once your first name starts with A,
Miss.
or your name is a
Miss.
number, you're using the radius. So it's 50 upon 360 times 2, I'm coming there, times 2 times 3.14 times 4, and everyone else should be using 50 upon 360 times 8 times 3.14. And we all understand why we are using 8 and not 4, because 2 times the radius gives us the diameter. Someone was speaking earlier. Go ahead now. Someone was saying something.
Miss, for the radius, Miss, my answer is 3.48, Miss.
You know, hear me say I must skip it, man.
Oh,
all
sorry,
right,
Miss.
so one radius, so the persons that use the A people, anybody else get? Say that
Yes,
again.
Miss, that's what I got.
Say it again.
3.48.
Miss.
3.48. Anybody that use the diameter got the same answer?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
It's the same thing?
Miss,
All
I
right.
use the diameter and I got
All right, so
3.22.
you realize, if you use the formula with the diameter or the formula with the radius, your answer not supposed to different. It's the same thing. It depends on what you are comfortable with. That will determine what you use. Okay? So let us check to see if all are on the wrong or something. Let us go ahead and check. And see if we're round off right.
Miss, my rounding is 3.49.
Okay, because you would have gotten 3.488.
Yes,
And
Miss.
if we
So I
are
rounded.
rounding to 2 decimal place, what happens there?
Miss, the 8 we changed.
Just magic, sir. Like we just say abracadabra and it change. There must be a reason, man. How do we change? When do we change it?
It's more than 5.
If the value that comes after is 5 or greater, not just more than 5, because we can change it if it's 5. So if the digit that comes after is 5 or greater, then we can round up the number. Clear to everyone?
Yes, Miss.
Is there anyone that I lost in the process? Did I lose anyone in the process? Is there anyone that doesn't understand what we're doing here? Because we'll get a little bit, it's going to get a little bit nicer. It's going to get more exciting. I don't know if you're going to find it exciting, but I will. So we're going to be on board from now on. Everybody good? So we're quiet, so.
Yes, Miss.
All right, you sound hungry though. Get one snack
Yes,
now and sit
miss.
down. Awesome. Let's go. Here we go again. I don't know what little number here. So now we're going to be looking at the area of a circle. So when we're trying to find the area of a circle, the formula that we use is pi r square. Who can tell me another way that I can write pi r square? What's another way that I can write it?
2 pi r.
A lie. If I have 2 times 4 and if I have 4 square, are those the same thing?
No, miss.
Miss, you
No,
can
miss.
have
Come now, come. 2 times
Miss, you can
4
have
2
5
times,
times R
Miss,
times
and
R.
4 square. Are these the same thing?
Miss, I can say pi times r times r.
All right. So I can say pi, as me say, una don't trouble me writing, times r. That one they look like one bird, but no worry on yourself. So pi times r. Because r square means what? What does the little 2 at the top tell us?
Miss, it times by
You're
itself.
multiplying
But
the number by
times.
itself.
So the power tells us how many times we're multiplying the base. So 2 times 4 is 8. And 4 squared is what?
16.
16. You know, so when you're supposed to click, ensure so you know on a square table from 1 to 20 for the multiple choice. Just a bit of information. So here we go. So they say a pizza has a diameter of 30 centimeters, and they want to know what is the area of the pizza. You can match up this, not true? Come now, machine no crime. A pizza has a diameter of 30 centimeters, and they want to know what is the area of the pizza. Pizza look vegetarianish. If they get the answer, just hold it. Don't say nothing too loud. I'll call on persons to hear what your answers are.
Excuse me, miss. Can you repeat the question, please?
See, they answer my screen. You see my screen?
Miss, a little.
What do you mean a little? You seen the pizza?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
So look to the right of the pizza. You know, see, a pizza has a diameter of 30 centimeters. What is the area of the pizza?
No, miss, I don't see anything as such.
Wait there. Anybody else see my screen? You see the question?
Yes, miss, I see.
Yes, miss.
Miss.
Yes, miss.
Let me read it. A pizza has a diameter of 30 centimeters. What is the area of the pizza? So I want one person to tell me what they have on the piece of paper. What they have in front of them working with.
Teacher, stop this.
Miss, the diameter.
What happened to the diameter?
Miss, you go work with the diameter and pi to find the area of the pizza.
All right, so tell me what to write. What should I write?
30 times.
Diameter
Miss,
times
3.14.
pi.
So 3.14
Times 30 times 30.
times 30 times 30. All right.
This is one big number me get.
One big number you get.
Mm-hmm.
And what wrong with a big number?
The answer is 2.826.
Lance, what you say?
The answer is 2.826.
No, I can't that because the little girl said she get a big number. Come now. This right? 3.14 times 30 times 30. Is this correct?
No, miss, because you're
What
using
wrong
the
with it?
diameter. You should be using the radius.
Miss, because you're using the diameter, not the radius.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. What was given was the diameter. Them telling us say this is the diameter. The pizza has a diameter, see word here, diameter of 30 centimeters. This formula does not account for the diameter. So we need to find what?
The radius.
The radius. And what do we know about the radius as it relates to the diameter? What do we
The
do to the
radius is
diameter
half
to
of
get the
the
radius?
Half of the diameter.
No, man, I don't sound like when I audition for all together sing. It's coming like chorus, man. One person.
Miss, you're gonna divide the diameter by 2.
Why am I
get the
going to
radius.
divide the diameter by 2?
Miss,
Miss,
because the
because
diameter is
2
half.
times
Here, I want to
radius
go
is
an
equal
audition for
to
all
the
together
linear.
sing again. Let me call some name because we're not in a strong competition for all together sing. I can't see them. Okay. Thalia, I don't want to, I hope I pronounce your name. Thalia raised her hand. Go ahead, Thalia. Tell me that I pronounce your name properly.
Miss, that's okay. So the reason why you have to divide the diameter because two radiuses make the diameter.
So
you have to
two
divide the
radius
diameter.
gives me the diameter. But I have the diameter, so what do I do with it?
So you have to divide the diameter by 2 to get the radius.
So I'm going to divide the diameter by 2 because a half of the diameter gives me the radius. Thank you, Thalia. All right, moving right along. Come now. So instead of the 30, the fatty boom boom 30 them, what should I have?
15.
15.
Half? Somebody say half. Come.
15, Miss. 15.
All right. Make sure say not clear when you not talk to me, because anything you say that me right. So we are going to have 15. So it's 3.14 times 15 times 15. The person that complained that they had the large number earlier, is the number still big? Tell me what you have now.
706.5.
So make we check now. 706.5?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss. I got me get.
All right. Let us check to see if we're all on the same page.
Miss, I got 706.86.
706.86? Let us see.
Miss.
All right. So this is what I have. So here we have area of the circle is pi r square. We did not get the radius, so we have to find it. So we know that the diameter, half of the diameter gives us the radius, so that's how we got the 15. So it is 3.14 times 15 square. And remember, you don't remember somebody didn't tell you know your square table from 1 to 20. But moving right along, 3.14 times 225 gives me 706.5 square centimeters. And please take into consideration that if you had 706.5 alone, it's wrong. If you had 706.5 centimeters, that's also incorrect.
Why?
So if you never, what do you mean?
Oh, with the square. Oh,
thank you. So you need to have 706.5 square centimeter. That's what I would do, because I wouldn't give you the mark if you did not have the square centimeter. Okay. Is there anyone that I lost? Is everyone okay?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Right? Good, good, good. I said we're getting to the fun part, and I hope you consider it fun as much as I am going to consider it fun. So here we go now. Just a little bit further, right? So here we are, finding area of a sector. A sector is a portion of a circle which is defined by 2 radii and an arc. The size of the sector is defined by the angle at the center of it and the length of the radius. This angle is always out of 360 degrees. So this is the area. Tell me what you notice. When we were finding length of arc, which formula did we use?
Miss 2 pi r.
And what is 2 pi r? What formula is that?
Miss, to find the length.
No, man.
The circumference of a circle.
The circumference, because remember, so the arc is along the boundary.
Area of a circumference, the formula for.
But when we're finding the area of a sector, what formula are we using? We're using the pi theta upon 360 along with the area of the what?
The area of the circle.
Of the circle. You can tell me why we are using the area of circle though? Why you think so? Why we are using
It's
this
because
and we're
they're
not using?
the area of sector.
Because it's the area of the sector and it's the portion of the circle that we're trying to find. So come now. So here is a nice little example. So I'm going to start off nice. So I want you to try this one for yourselves. So they say, what is the area of the sector with an angle at the center measuring 75 degrees and a radius of 6 centimeters. This time them never confuse you know. Everything that you want, they just presented it to you, so me no want nobody have no problem. So try that one and tell me what you get. So they say, what is the area of the sector with an angle at the center measuring 75 degrees and a radius of 6 centimeters? And they say, use
Miss, I got
wait. Flash Gordon, wait, just keep it for now, keep it. Let us wait for the others. Me give them some more time. Oh, who said Miss I got already? So when we get to the nice part, let me say if you go come out quick. Who is that?
Lee Maria.
Jesus, somebody butcher your name before. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Miss, I got an answer.
Wait, keep it. Give everyone else a few more minutes. One more thing while the others are working, for the ones that are not working or you have completed your task, please ensure that before the exam, you get a calculator and familiarize yourself with the calculator that you have. Do not get accustomed to use your phone. You will not be able to use your phone in the exam. It would be good if you can get a calculator from now, or even if on the day of the exam you're going to borrow a calculator. Familiarize yourself with the calculator that you're going to borrow. You don't want to go into the exam with a brand new calculator that you're not familiar with and then start the foolishness. You understand what I'm saying? So ensure that
Yes,
you are
miss.
practicing with your calculator and not with your cell phone, because you will not be able to use it in the exam. And best believe, so the phone and the calculator, two different ball game. So get comfortable with it. All right,
Miss, I
type some
lost my
answers in the chat
calculator.
now. Type some answers. Let me hear what you have. Someone was talking.
I was asking you, like, you said you should not answer the question. I was asking you if you could substitute the equation into the formula without saying the answer.
Say that a little bit louder for me. It sounds like you're very far from me. I'm hardly hearing you. All right, so in the chat, I'm seeing 23.55 square centimeter. I'm seeing 23.6. All right, let us check to see. The person that was asking the question, you don't want to ask because I wasn't hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miss, to them, I'll be the answer I had already did. Before they were saying the answers, I was asking you if you could substitute the equation into the formula without giving the answer, but you already saying it, so never mind.
Okay. All right, so here we go. Just to ensure that everybody's on the same page, let us just go ahead and let me show you my working. So this is what I had. And remember, how you represent the answer is based on what is required, based on what is given on the paper. Sometimes they will state 2 decimal places, so you go according to what was stipulated. You don't go off your own will. So whatever is stated, that's how you present your response. And again, because we're finding the area of the sector, we're going to go theta upon 360 times pi r square, with the radius being 6 and pi being 3.14. The angle in question is 75 degrees. So it's 75 degrees upon 360 times 3.14 times 6 times 6. And we would get 23.55 square centimeters, or as some persons would have had 23.6 square centimeters. Wait a minute, let me check the chat, because I don't remember seeing a square centimeter. Oh, that's a lie. I'm so sorry. It is there. Awesome. Moving right along. So right here now, I want you to look at the screen and tell me if there is anything on the screen that you have never seen before. Any formula, that is. Is there any formula there that you're seeing for the first time?
Miss, area of a triangle.
Which one? Half base times height?
Yes, miss.
I first time you said, you Pitney, you're too bad enough. You have never seen half base times height before?
Miss, I never seen it, miss.
Excuse me, Miss, are you also going to go through the Hillman span?
I'm not hearing you, dear. You sound like you're a little bit far from your microphone, so I'm hardly hearing you. All right, when
I
you're
was
ready to go
going
ahead.
through some formula as well.
Jesus. Did anyone hear what she said? You can repeat for me?
Miss, I was asking if you were going through the Heron formula as well.
Oh, yes, see down at the bottom. That was the one that I wanted persons to tell me, but somebody said, at first, I must have baseline side. So let us go through all of it. Now we're looking at the area of a segment. Now the area of a segment is calculated by subtracting the area of the triangle from the area of the sector. Now, here is where it is highlighted. So right here, so this is the part that we want. This is the area of the segment. So we are going to find the area of the sector and then subtract the area of the triangle from it to get the area of the segment. This might look a little bit confusing, but no worry on yourself. You know, I have an example for you, so you don't have to stress. Just take a picture of what we have here. Just take a picture of the formula that is here. So when we move on, we can go ahead. Now, for the persons that are saying that they're seeing the area of the triangle for the first time, it is half base times perpendicular height. So that is the formula that most persons are accustomed to. But at the bottom here, to the left of my screen, you'll see a formula that I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with. This is called the Heron's formula. So how we use
Miss, I didn't get the chance to learn that formula.
Oh, no worry yourself. We will fix it
Since
today.
I was sick for class that day.
So this is the Heron's formula. So can anyone tell me what the S means? What the S? Oh, Jesus. This looks like a Christmas tree. But don't worry yourself. It's supposed to be a triangle. What does the S mean? Side. Good try.
No.
Good try. But no. Anyone else that is familiar with the Heron's formula can say what the S means?
Miss, can I try?
Yes, Dixon.
Miss, Miss, the S would stand for slope.
Slope. Well, slope start with S, but no, dear, it's not slope.
Miss, someone commented slant height.
No. See here.
Semi-perimeter.
I don't want to. Yes, that is it. Semi-perimeter. So when we are dealing with a non-right angle triangle, that's when we use the Heron's formula. So in order for us to use the Heron's formula as well, we can use, we have to have all the sides in order to use the Heron's formula. So to find the semi-perimeter is equal to A plus B plus C divided by 2. And that's why it's called the semi-perimeter. Because we're finding the perimeter and then finding a half of the perimeter. So that's how we come about the S. But know yourself. Anyone has any questions on the semi-perimeter? Are you okay so far?
Miss, I do, Miss, because I don't really understand it.
All right, let us do an example.
Hey, put it down.
All right, put it down. Please close your microphone. All right, so we have a triangle here. Here is our triangle. So the semi-perimeter, the first thing that we're going to do is to find S. What is S? So you are doing this, I'm just walking you through the process. Find S for me and tell me what S is.
Miss, I cannot see a screen properly.
Wait, why you can't see my screen? All right, draw a triangle. Background is getting a little bit noisy. I must apologize for that in advance.
Miss 6.5.
6.5. Anyone else got 6.5?
Yes, miss.
All right. So we are going to be so wait there. So you add 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 3 is 13, and we're dividing 13 by 2, and we would have gotten 6.5.
Oh, 6.5. True. Sorry about that.
6.5. So if we've gotten 6.5, this 6.5 would be equal to what? What is 6.5?
Semi-perimeter.
Semi-perimeter. So S is equal to 6.5.
So it will be 6.5 times.
So now we're looking at, so the formula is A is equal to the square root of S, open bracket, S minus A, just as how we have it at the bottom of the screen. So we are substituting now. You can go ahead and label the letters, label the sides. Let me help you with that. So I'm going to go A, B, oh boy, look how my B and my 6 look the same, and C. Seeing that? So side A is 3 units, side B is 6 units, and side C is 4 units. So go ahead and substitute for me and tell me what you get. Let me start working it out in this same time so I can see what you are supposed to have. Since I didn't do this prior to this. I'm going to also need a volunteer to open their camera just to show me the working that you have.
So means
Yes,
suppose
dear.
you don't do the working out in your book and in your head you do.
This can't do in your head, so nobody come with me with that. This can't do in your head. So pick something else. Find another excuse, because that is not one. This is not one of those things that you can say you can do in your head, dearest. Or if it is the case that you did do it in your head, you should be able to walk me through it. You should have all of the steps in your head. Just keep it there for a little while. Let us give the others and myself some time to work this out because I just started.
Miss, I have an answer.
All right, just keep it for a little while. Anyone else is through?
Yes,
All right, so I want a few persons to just tell me the steps. Tell me what you got along the way. I don't want you to just tell me the answer. Because remember, or if someone is willing to open their screen to share what it is that you have, that would be really appreciated. So after you did all of the substitution, no man, we need somebody needs to show. Who can show me what you have? Anyone is willing to open their camera and show the paper that you worked on? Wrong place.
Yes, miss.
All right, go ahead for me. We first need to find you. Who said yes, miss? I didn't catch the name.
Miss, I'm not sure if it's showing.
Sansan. So if someone look if Sansan's camera is open. Let me look. Let me stop sharing for a little while.
Yes, miss, your camera is open.
All right. All right, Sansan. Let us see what you have here. So wait, the Sansan. But you jump a whole heap of step. You stop share already. We're not finished looking, Sansan. All right. While Sansan would have jumped a few steps. All right, what she did was to go ahead and multiply all the brackets in one. Does anyone have it individualized? Thank you, Sansan, but I see your answer and I'm making note of it. Anyone else has a better breakdown of what is happening? So wait, so why wouldn't no one share the word? Remember, say here is where we're supposed to be making the mistakes, you know. So nothing is wrong. Anyone else want to go ahead, Miss Face? You want to open your camera and share what you have? Jesus, I still want to open the microphone. I still want to close it back. All right, here is, I'm going to show you mine. Hopefully you can see it. Wait. Look at that. I don't even know how, because I'm on a laptop, so it is harder for me, for you to see. Oh God, Mr. Phone. Can you see it? Let me just read it through. Are you able to see it? My camera is open. Are you able to see it?
Miss?
Yes, miss.
It makes sense too, no? I was supposed to be a doctor, so if you're not able to see my scribe, that's fine.
Miss, we did supposed to write it to all of the decimal place that the calculator gave us.
No, man. I just did it like that. So when person started to round off, I would have a feel of where it is that you're coming from. So what did most of you get for your answers? You can go ahead and type it in the chat for me. Let me see what you got.
5.33, miss.
It's not the 3 trees in the forest. It's 5.33. Yes, dear. That's what I would have gotten. 2 or 5. No, that's wrong. Because what comes after the 3 is a 6. So it will be 5.34 if we're rounding to 2 decimal places. And that would be, so it would be 5.34 square units. Lost anyone? So after this, you can go up and find some more and experiment. But this is another way of finding the area of a triangle. The Heron's formula. So you can Google it, ChatGPT, whatever it is, and find some other questions. So here we go now. Yes, there?
I was asking if your screen is on because I can't see anything.
I'm sharing now. Are you seeing my screen now?
Yes, miss, I'm seeing it now.
All right, awesome.
Miss, excuse
Yes,
me.
yes,
Can you
there.
go back, please, so I can take a screenshot of the screen?
All right, no problem. Here you go.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. All right, so here we have an example. Remember what we looked at before? So they're asking you now, so please pay attention to what is stated here. Let me go back a little bit. Remember this formula here. Area of the segment is equal to area of the sector, and we're taking the area of the triangle from that. So take a picture of this if you need it, because you're going to need it for the next question. Have the picture? All right, here is the question now. It says find the area of the shaded portion if the radius is equal to 29 meters, the length of the chord is equal to 40 meters, and the height of the triangle is equal to 21 meters. And the angle at center is 87 degrees. So let me go again. Find the area of the shaded portion if the radius is 29 meters, the length of the chord is 40 meters, the height of the triangle is 21 meters, and the angle at the center is 87 degrees. What is the first thing that you're going to find? You want us to tackle the sector first or the triangle?
The triangle.
All right. What do we have for the triangle?
The height.
We have the height. And what else?
And the angle.
And the angle, remember, we need to find the area of the triangle. Remember, this is the
The
formula,
angle,
I know.
miss?
They said the area of the triangle and the area of the sector. Yes, so we want to find the triangle first. So what do we have? So we have the angle for the triangle. Yes, that is true. Can we use the angle to find the area of the triangle? Question, can we use the Heron's formula? Can the Heron's formula be used?
No, miss, because we don't have all this.
No, because we don't have all three sides. Why you say no? Because we don't have all three sides. Who said we don't have all three sides? I think we do, though. Who can tell me the three sides of the triangle? So let me label them. Give me a minute. So this would be common B, this would be common A, and this would be common C. What is the length of common B?
29 meters.
29.
Why 29?
Because it's a radius.
Because it's a radius. And what would be common C?
29.
29 as well, because it's also a radius. And BC would be what?
40.
40. How do we know that it is 40?
Because it's a chord.
Because it is a chord. So yes, we could use that. So we could use a Heron's formula, or we could use half base times height. So try. Some of you can try the Heron's formula. I know the Heron's formula might be a little bit longer. So it's not one that most students would tend to go for. So you can try the half base times height. So we are going to do that. So you are going to try that. So find the area of the triangle and tell me what you have. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Not even too long to, but I'll give you some time. So find the area of the triangle. But question, if it is the case that we decided to use the half base times height, what is the base? What is the base of this triangle?
40.
40 meters.
40 meters. And what is the height?
21.
21 meters. That's a giveaway. So go ahead for me. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Find the area of the triangle. You can use any formula you choose. The Heron's formula or half base times height.
Miss, I got an answer.
Hold it just for a little while. Let us give the others some time. All right, I'm seeing some answers in the chat as well. And if you're not finished work, nobody looking at the chat and take the answer that they have, try to work it out for yourself. Because the next part, best believe, you're going to have to work it out for yourself. And when you get to the exam, it's all you. Nobody will be there to assist you. So you want to go through the process to see if there is anything that you're not so sure of, that you're not so comfortable with, so you can ask the relevant questions here. So you don't go in the exams and make the mistake. If you're through, for persons that are through, if you're finished with the area, go ahead and find the area of the triangle, go ahead and find the area of the sector.
Miss, use pi as what?
Use pi. You can use 3.14. Because it wasn't stated. All right, so most persons are supposed to be through with the area of the triangle. You can just go ahead and type those in the chat. No, for the area of the triangle, that's it. Wait, for the area of the triangle. I hope no one saw that. The area of the triangle. Go ahead and type that in the chat for me. All right. All right, I'm seeing 420 square meters. All right, so I'm giving you a few more minutes to find the area of the sector. And then I want you to tell me what the final answer is. And then we can do some checks to see if what you did is correct. Is anyone, no, did anyone use the Heron's formula?
Miss, I got the area of segment.
All right, go ahead and type it in the chat. If anyone else got the area of the segment, go ahead and type it in the chat for me. And then you can put your final answers. I'm not seeing anything yet. All right. So I'm seeing one answer for the sector. Now remember, we take the area of the triangle from the area of the sector and tell me what the final answer is. All right. Let us check to see if your answers are correct. Here we go. So this is what I had. So the area of the sector is 87.
Yes, miss, that is what I got.
That is what you got? Okay, great. So you
Yes,
would have
miss.
gotten
Miss,
for the
I got
sector.
both of them, miss.
Awesome. So for the sector, you would have gotten 638.18 square meters. And for the area of the triangle, you would have gotten 420 square meters. And remember, we're not done there. So for anyone that was not finished, take a picture of this slide. Let me move on to the other one. So our final answer would be the area of the
Excuse me, miss, you can go back to the question for a minute, please.
All right, no problem. Here it is.
Okay, you can move on now. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So the area of the sector and the area of the triangle that we found. And then for the area of the segment node, we would take the 420 from 638.18, and we would have gotten 218.18 square meters for the area of the shaded portion. Now, this was the easy part. So I know a lot of you like to say that when Miss gives you something in class, it's normally the easier version, and then when it comes to the exam, it looks totally different. No, it might seem different, but it's not really different. It's just that when the questions are placed on the exam, they are compiled. Like you have more than one things that you are finding, and that's what we're going to be exploring a little of tonight. So we're going to be looking at 2 past paper questions, and then that would be it for me tonight. One of them would be really nice. If you are able to get a piece of paper, just get a piece of paper. Separate from what it is that you're working on right now. Just get a blank sheet. Get a, what should I? If you have a jar, so I want you to get a blank sheet and a jar. Anything that is circular, anything that is big and circular. So get a blank sheet right now. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to grab this. Get a blank sheet. Any jar that you can find or anything whose base or top is circular, big enough, big like your hand middle or big, a little bit bigger than that. Get that. And I want you to also get a protractor if you're able to find one. This question is going to be a little bit tricky. So I want you to have a visual representation of what we're doing. And this is how I want you to visualize the question when you get it. So you want a blank sheet of paper, anything that you have that is big and circular, the top or the bottom, that is big and circular, and a protractor if you have it. You don't really need a protractor, but if you have it, it would be good. You have a minute leave. Just grab them 2 something there and then we'll start the ball rolling. So the major thing is the blank sheet. You might need a scissors too, but don't worry about it, we can tear it. The blank sheet and anything that is circular, any jar that is circular. And you're going to see why, because I do mine already. And it was good to actually see what it is that you're doing. All right, so here we go now. First question. The year is not here. I don't have the year on the paper, but no worry on yourselves about it. Here is the first question that we have. So this is how the question normally looks. So just now we were looking at different areas in isolation. They were not combined. We just look on them as individuals so we can really wrap our heads around it. Now we have a CSEC question. So we want to see, have a feel of what it is that they could possibly send to us. So this is it. So here we go. It says in the diagram below, points L, M, and N are on the circumference of a circle with center O and a radius of 18 centimeters. Calculate the total area of the shaded sections in the diagram. I know this one I'm going to want the paper for. Just write the question on the regular paper. But I have some questions. How would you approach this question? Do you think you have all the information needed to answer this question? Come on, nobody go silent night for me now. Come. Just one more question and we're through for the night. Come.
No, miss.
No, Miss Watts. Just no and strong, so no, Miss Watts. What are you answering? What is that no for? Huh? What are you
You say
saying
ask
no
if you have
to?
everything to complete the question.
So CSEC could have had, then could have really given one question and don't give everything that you need. What you think
And I
you
miss
don't
no,
have? What you think you need that you don't have? Anyone? Or if anyone has another view, what do you think that you need that you don't have? It says in the diagram below, points L, M, and N are on the circumference of a semicircle with center O and a radius of 18 centimeters. They're asking you to calculate the total area of the shaded section in the diagram.
Angle, miss?
Which angle? What would you be doing with an angle? Remember, they're asking you to find the area of the shaded sections. What shapes are you seeing? What shapes are you seeing?
Triangle and half a circle.
A semicircle and a?
Triangle.
And a triangle. Okay. What do we have for the triangle?
Radius.
We have the radius. Okay. Can I use the radius and find the area?
Miss and the pi also.
Yes, we have radius and pi. Can we use that to find the area? We need pi to
Yes,
find the
miss.
area of the triangle?
No, miss.
Oh, I'm just in a check still. What do we have for the triangle to find the area of the triangle? Let us start there.
Miss, you have 90 degrees and the radius.
For the all right, wait, let us back up. Let us look. You said we have a semicircle and we have a triangle. So we notice that the triangle is within the semicircle, right? Hello?
Yes, miss.
Yes,
Yes.
miss.
So let us focus on the semicircle. The semicircle is what we have. You see, even if you can't see it as is, pull it out. Let us separate it then, because it looks like you guys having a challenge. So see my not drawn to scale. Don't judge me. Let me rub out that little part here. All right. So this is the semicircle. So we're just going to look at the semicircle by itself, and we're not looking at anything else. This is the semicircle, not true? What did they tell us about the semicircle? That the radius is what? 18. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to just have a different picture because this kind of confusing. So like how it's confused on a seat here. So from the center to the point on the circumference is 18 what? Centimeter. All right. Can we find the area of the semicircle? With the information that we have, can we find the area of the semicircle?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
All right. What would we do? So
Find
the
the
area is equal to what? What is the formula again?
Pi r squared.
Miss pi r squared.
Pi r squared. All right. So we have pi, that's a 22/7. So we have 22 upon 7 times what?
18
Times 18. Times 18. Don't bother with me 8. Them here, them deformed. But hush. All right. Can anyone tell me what this is? What is that? What do we have there? When we work that out, what do we get?
Miss, I got 1018.2.29.
All right. Thank you for that 2 decimal places. Anybody can attest
Miss, I
to
got the
this?
same answer.
All right. And we're talking about square centimeters. Not true? Jesus. As me say, don't judge me here. All right. What is that we just found? We just found what?
Miss, the area of the semicircle.
A true semicircle that we just found?
Miss, I find here the full circle.
This
We found
circle.
what?
Miss,
The area
Full
of the
circle.
circumference of the semicircle.
Wait, now confuse me. What did we just find? The area of what?
A whole circle.
The area
whole
of a
circle.
whole circle. Do we have a whole circle?
No, you have a semicircle.
I have a semicircle. So what do I need to do here?
Divide the area by 2.
Divide by 2.
All right. So we are dividing this by 2. But why are we dividing this by 2?
Because it's a semicircle.
Because it's
Find the
not a full
area of
circle.
a whole circle and you have a
Because it's a semicircle and we just found the area of the full circle. So when we divide this by 2 now, what do we get? To 2 decimal places.
509.14. Well,
509.14.
509.15.
Okay. I want to know
No,
Miss
Miss, it's 5, Miss.
Pardon me?
Miss
It
5.
is 5.
Tell me the whole decimal that you got. The whole value that you got. 509 point.
4. What you want?
14. What comes after the 4?
5.
5.
Miss.
5. 5 comes after the 4.
Yes, Miss.
Yes,
All
Miss.
right. So this should be 5. Thank you for that bit of information. All right. So now we have the area of the semicircle. It's 509.15 square centimeters. Now we need to find the area of the triangle. So just as how we pulled out the semicircle, we are going to do the same here. We're going to go ahead and pull out the triangle. So here we go. Remember, you have to do what works for you in the exam. So if you can't see everything together, go ahead and pull out what is there. Sometimes like this time, it's good for you have this here so. But anyway, what part of the triangle do we have? What dimension do we have for the triangle?
Miss, the base.
The base. Let me put in some letters here so you can help me to tell me what the base is. So it is L, M, N. Oh, and the O goes right here. All right, let me get a different color now. So how does this work now? What is the base?
Ellen.
Ln is the base? Okay, awesome. So what is the dimension for this? Pardon me?
What we just found a while ago, miss.
A lie. Who you not say to me? Somebody says the length there, so would be 509.15.
36.
We
Pardon
have
me?
36. The length of
36.
LN will be 36.
How you know that it is 36? Wait, so many persons can't talk. How would you know that it is 36? Go, Abigail. Abigail, how do you know that it is 36?
Miss, because on the semicircle, miss, the radius was
Put in some
18.
letters now. Where? Tell me one of the radius that you're speaking of.
From O to N
O to N,
was 18, and now like you're finding polar base, so 18 plus 18 is 36.
But
So for
Ln would be what of the circle? Ln would be what of the circle?
The base.
No, the circle we are talking about now.
Diameter.
The diameter. Thank you, Tyrone. So Ln would be the diameter of the circle because it goes from one point of the circumference to the other, passing through the center of the circle. So Ln would be the diameter. So the diameter here is how much again?
36.
What is the diameter?
36
36 centimeters. Awesome. All right. We're going somewhere, man. What else we have?
Perpendicular height.
All right. The perpendicular height is what? LM? What is the perpendicular height?
18.
No, tell me the letter that you're making reference to for the perpendicular height.
MO.
MO. Awesome. MO would be what?
18.
Oh, you know, see, 18. You have to come with a reason. No, you can't just
Miss,
drop the
because
number.
it's
So.
the
Because it
radius,
comes
miss.
from the center and
It's
touch a point
radius.
on the circle, but you know go fully half.
What you say? 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 Somebody says it goes from the center to a point on the circumference, but then in backtrack and say, go fully half. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yes.
Who is missing me? Tyrone?
Miss, must say anyway from the center to one point on the circumference. You said
Yes.
the
Is the radius. So follow through then, not Tyrone. Follow through, Tyrone. So what does that prove?
Miss, 18.
So it is 18. So MO is a radius. So it is 18. Jesus. Hey, they 18 give me a warm time. Everyone see how we got the 18 for the height?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Did I lose anyone? All right, go ahead and find the area for that for me. So we are looking at we're trying to find the area. So we are looking at half the base. The base, which is 36, times the height, which is 18.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes, dear?
So, everybody be a talker on, so me kinda confused now. So, a quick recap. The base of the triangle, as in from L to N, the 36, add the 18 to
Yes, because from O to N is one radius, and from L to O is another. And we're also saying that L to N is the diameter of the semicircle. And we know that the diameter is 2 times the radius gives us the diameter.
Yes, that's what I wanted to know.
All right, not a problem there. So we're going ahead to find the area of the triangle. What did you get?
324.
300. 324. Anybody else get that? So if that is the area, 324 square centimeters, what is the area of the shaded region? What is the area of the shaded region? You can go ahead and type it in the chat as well. I am seeing 185.15 square centimeters. All right, I'm seeing 2 persons with that. So let us go ahead and check what I had. See if me make no mistake. All right, I have 1,4 here, depending on how we rounded. So this is what we would have gotten. So the area of the semicircle, half of the area of the circle, and we would have gotten 509.14 or 15, depending on what you worked. Area of the triangle, we did that as well. And we arrived at 185.14 square centimeters. Now, does everyone have their circular jar or something circular? And a blank sheet of paper?
Yes, miss.
All right.
Miss,
Me not want
excuse
to get frustrated now. I think this was I don't remember, don't quote me, but you can look through the papers. But this paper, I think it was the 2023 paper. I really like this question because I really like how the questions were asked and how it was presented. It was so practical. So let's just look at it. The diagram below shows a sector OMRN of a circle with center O, radius 12 centimeters, and sector angle 168 degrees, which was formed using a thin sheet of metal. No. When it is the case that you get questions like these and you hear them making reference to certain things, just make your mind wonder as to what a thin sheet of metal will look like. That's why I asked you to get the paper. So here, all they're asking you to do, I am not going to help you this time, any at all. I want somebody to show or to explain how it is that you're going to find the perimeter of the sector above. So me not tell you what to do, me not ask you no question, me not do nothing. Me just sit down right now and I keep my mouth closed. So I want somebody to take the lead now and tell me how to find the perimeter of the sector above. What it is that I want to hear. I want to know where you would start and how you would move forward. Like, what is it that you're going to do? So tell me how you're going to go about finding the perimeter, of the sector above.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes,
All right.
dear.
So first you would use the formula for finding the perimeter of a sector, which would be theta over 360 times 2 pi r.
All right.
Okay, miss. And then you would substitute the ones substitute
Wait there, Rush. Wait, Rush. I hope somebody is writing down what Rush is saying. Or Rush, I hope you're writing down what you are saying.
Yes, miss. I
Because
write it
somebody
out
have
long
to come
time.
with it. All right, never fear. So theta, you say? What you say goes for theta?
Miss, you substitute 168 for theater because it's the angle.
168. Okay.
Yes, miss.
Yes,
And
dear.
then you put the 2 and pi,
Yes.
which would be 3.14
No,
times
sir.
12.
See,
Yes,
see them
It
on
would
my
be
screen.
Oh,
it
my
would
bad,
be
miss.
22/7.
22 over 7
22/7. Yes.
12.
times 12 over 1, miss. All right,
Times
so
12.
yes, miss.
All right. All right.
All right, so miss, now you would times it by 2, then times it by 22, then times it by
Times
12.
it what, Rush? You just
Miss,
a talk a bag of things and me don't know what you say.
my
Times
bad,
which
miss.
it?
Miss, 168 over 360, miss.
Mm-hmm.
Times 2 over 1.
So, who want to show me how to do this on a calculator? Because I them a kind of magic you may talk about when you now use this something them want to use to, you know. So, wait then now. Tell me what you get for this part, the rush. Tell me what you got. Rush can finish working on rush. Tell me say
Miss,
don't work
Yeah,
long time.
miss, me not get the answer yet, but me already put substitute everything, miss.
All right, no problem.
Okay, miss.
Tell me what you have. Just
35
work
points.
out that part and tell me. Or anyone wants to help Rush with what
Miss,
he's doing? Yes, dear. Onisha, go ahead.
Miss, you would have 168 over 360 times 2
Remember, say
over
me now
1.
work it out, you know. I just want the answer.
Oh, 82,704 over 25. 2,520.
All right. Somebody check that for me. She says 82,704.
82,704 over 2,520.
All right. So what did you do to get the 88,704?
Miss, I times 168 times 2 times 22 times 12.
Somebody want to check that for me and tell me if it's right? She said she multiplied 168 times 2 times 22 times 12, and she would have gotten 82,702.
No, Miss, 704.
704. So 82,704.
Miss, repeat what you multiplied.
168 times 2 times 22 times 12.
I think
88,704.
All right, I'm seeing that in the chat as well. Onisha, check that. Because I'm seeing two persons saying 88,704.
Yes, Miss, that's what I got.
88,704, and then you're dividing that 2,520.
Equal 3.2.
And what you not say? Check that for me. I'm seeing Tanika saying 30 and Daniel saying 35.2 centimeters. But question, when I say all these brilliant things, 30, somebody put final, Rush, you put final answer for 35.2, so the parameter is 35.2, Rush.
35.2.
So wait then now, somebody, anybody, what did we just find? What did we just find?
The length of the arc.
We just find the length of the arc. Thank you. So let me mark off for Uno what we just find. So Uno can see what just happened. This is all we just found. The curved portion here. Is that the perimeter of this shape here, sir? Is this the perimeter of the sector?
No, miss.
What do we do to get the perimeter of the sector? So we have the curved part. Because remember, the perimeter is the distance along the boundary of the shape. Me can look, based on what I'm looking at right now, me know say two of the sides, them, no yellow not upon it.
Miss,
Yes?
so is it the 12 centimeters on both sides, right?
Yes, there, because we're looking at the distance along the boundary. So it would
So,
be the curved portion that you have, that is MRN, as well as the two, as the radii.
So it'll be 12 plus 12 plus the 35 plus 0.2.
All right, so let me check that now. 12 plus 12.
27.5.
Oh, that 12 plus 12 plus 35.2. What is that? All right, see Rush look like him catch himself. Rush said 59.2. 59.2 centimeter.
Is correct.
All right. Somebody confirm. So let us check my answers now, and then let us see where we are. And there we go. Please pay attention to what is being asked and ensure that you don't give away your marks. Ensure that you're following through and that you're paying attention to what is being asked so you know what to present to the markers. But the question is not finished. Yes, Daniel?
So, miss, what if you're doing it but you don't write the length of the arc, you just do the working out? You still get it wrong?
Once the markers are able to follow, I think they can, but it is nice, it is easier if you just label the things. So as markers, we know what it is that we're looking for. It just jumps out at us.
Okay, miss.
So even if you put MRN, that is fine. And then you put perimeter, you know, that is fine because we would understand what it is that you're doing. But labeling is never wrong. It's never a bad thing. So here is where it gets a little bit fun now. Remember the sheet of paper that we just had? I want you to draw this for me. Try to draw this. Try to draw this sector. Let me show you what I have. And this is what, and I want you to label it just as how it is labeled. Just as how you see it labeled there, that's how I want you to label it.
This is in front of us now?
Yes, that is in front of you right now. I want you to just draw it and try to cut it out. Just try to cut out that as best as possible. Let me show you what mine looks like. Let me stop sharing for a minute. And let me show you what mine looks like. And then we can go from there. All right, let me just turn on my camera so you can see. You see this? This is mine. So this is what you're supposed to have. And I want you to label everything. I want you to put the angle there. I want you to put the letters. So let me show you what I have. See it right here. You see mine, how it have every little thing on it?
Yes,
This
I
is
can
what,
see it.
oh God, see it here. Label it just as how it is on the image that you have in front of you. Just label it just like that. Just try as best as possible. The angle don't even have to be correct, but if you have the protractor, it is fine. Oh, let me start sharing my screen again. Once you're through with that part, just put an emoji in the chat so I know you're through, but I want most of you to have this. You'll see how important it is once we move forward. And you know, like you don't even have to cut it out to perfection. You can, if you have your ID, just use your ID and crease it and just tear it off the sides. Awesome. Thanks, Rush. Anybody else is through? Thanks, Abigail. Thank you, Lance. Thanks, Sansan. All right. All right, Dixon. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. I don't want to have no much longer because we're supposed to end now. So let me just give you a few more seconds. All right, all right. So here we go now. We're going back to the question. For the other persons that are not yet through, I hope you catch up. But I'll show you mine, or somebody else will show you theirs. So this is what we have now. So what they said to us is that a cone is made from the sector in part A. So the sector that we had before, they say a cone is made from the sector in A by joining OM and ON as shown below. So I want someone, anyone from the persons that would have highlighted there, that would have shown in the chat that they are complete, show me a cone. Join it together as they said. They said they join OM and ON. Pull it together, open your camera and show us what you have. Anyone, if you want to do it, just raise your hand so I can stop sharing so you can show me. And we're going to use what we have in front of us, what you have just created, to try to figure out what is here. Because let me tell you, when this question came out, I remember hearing a student saying that CSEC is so evil because they gave them a question and there was no number on it for them to figure it out. And this was the question they were making reference to. What we must also take into consideration is that this is a part B. So all of the information that we would have needed would have been in part A. So it's just for us to visualize what is required so we can use the information accordingly. Who is ready to share what they have? Wanna come now, man. We don't want to keep on here till 8 o'clock, you know. Come, man. Let us hurry and do this. Who wants to open the camera? Or do I have to call on persons? I don't want to do that. Rush, I'm calling on you. See? Wanna make me do it. Rush. Can you open your camera and show me what you have? It don't matter. It doesn't have to be drawn to scale. I just want to have an image. What you want is just a representation of what is on the paper. We just want to see what match with what. So just open it and show it. Just open your camera and show it. Mine not drawn to scale either. You know, see your mine chaka chaka. Come on, don't be afraid. Just open your camera and show us what you have. Let me stop sharing. Go ahead, Rush. Come on, Rush. Who else is here? Hall. Cleon Hall, you want to open your camera and show us? Because Russia plays shy, you know. Or San. All right, somebody look like the camera open. All right, San, thank you for saving the day. All right, look at what San have. Now, I want you to pay attention to how it is folded. Now, I can't show the, hold on, San. Close your camera for a little while. We're going to go back to the, just close it for a little while. I'll soon come back to you. Let me start sharing. Take a picture of this. And I'm going to be asking you some questions. Now look at what is required. They say calculate the radius R of the cone. Look at it. We want R. Question though, how would we go about finding R? We never get a formula. From night we look for formula. We look for none to find R. Jesus. Whose microphone is that? Anyone? Did we look on any formula to find R? Let's start play all together, sing no, a silent night. Oh no, come man. We don't want to be here until 8. Hello? Yes, Daniel. How will we find R?
So Miss,
Why so like the one you lick your physics?
so so first we can look on the total length of the cone.
All right. Let me ask you another question then. What formulas did we use where R was included?
Found we use 2 pi r.
2 pi R was what again?
2 was the
What were we
32.
finding with 2 pi R?
We're finding the 30 without finding the length of the arc.
No, sir.
The circumference.
We were finding the circumference. Which other formula we have with R?
Pi r squared.
Pi R squared. What were we finding there?
Area of a circle.
Area of the circle. We could work with those for now, right? Let us just stick with those two. Come now, Sansan. Take into consideration what is happening here. You see the circle at the bottom? All right. Come now, Sansan. Your time again. Let me stop sharing and we're going to look at what Sansan has. All right. So there is Sansan cone. So we're looking at the base of Sansan cone. Rub your finger along the edge, Sansan. Just rub your finger along the rim of, oh, I want phone here. Oh, God. You're going to be challenged right here. No worry yourself. No, if you look at yours, she would be rubbing her finger along MRN, right? So that is the circular looking thing that is formed at the bottom. You know, like you have the birthday hat and the part that rests on your head. That is the part that we are looking at. Do we know what is that circumference right there? What is the circumference for that cone that Sansan just created? What is the circumference? Do we have that? Rush? Anybody? Onisha? Yes, I see you open your microphone, Onisha. Come, talk to me. Do we have the circumference there? Daniel, what you have to say?
This.
Do we have the circumference for that circle there?
Did you calculate it, Miss?
Yeah, ask me or yeah, tell me, because that sounds more like a question than a response.
Yeah, tell her.
Yeah, tell me. All right, so if we calculated it, what did we find?
We'll find.
What was it? What was the circumference?
Was it 35 point? No.
But it sounds like a question you asked me same way, man. Look at it. That's why I'm telling you if you make it enough because I want to know if you see what we want to do.
Oh, Miss, hold on there. She a touch M and she a touch M.
Remember, say N-O-N and O-M. She put together. So she put the two sides together. So remember when it opened up, the two radii, she put them together.
And she a touch MRN.
No, so the bottom part, the circular part that would have landed on your head,
yeah,
like this, that the birthday cap, that is MRN. That make the circle down at the bottom. Do we know what that
Miss?
is?
35.
Yes, Amoya.
Miss, is it 36 centimeters?
Oh, you get 36. Daniel, what you say?
Is it the 35.2?
All right, wait there. Daniel said 35.2. Want some other response, but you don't have to give me some reason. No, you don't have to tell me how you know or why you think. Because the Sansan make her nice little cone and we want to see it. Daniel, why would you say it is 35.2?
Because when the paper they flat out, it was MRN, and if we define MRN, that would define, and if I put them together, that still make the circle of a circle.
All right, so you realize that MRN becomes the circle. So it is the circumference of our new cap. So now we make Sansan make the cap for we. So it is the circumference of our hat now, or of our birthday hat, right? So if it is the circumference, oh, we're going to find R. Thank you so much, Sansan. You can close your camera now. So question, before we move forward, anybody else lost as to what Daniel is saying? How about the curved part? All right, we take that to everybody. Good. Go ahead, Daniel, and ask a question.
So I'm asking you, so 2 pi r is equal to 35.2, right?
So 2 pi r, you ask me or you tell me?
Me I
Because
tell
right
her,
now,
miss.
me
Me I
no
tell
know
her.
nothing.
Me I
All
tell her,
right.
miss.
So you're telling me that 2 pi r is equal to 35.2.
Yes.
So,
And I want
this go? How me find r?
you can substitute.
Substitute what, Daniel?
You can make r the subject, miss.
Make r the subject. How that go? Me never know say English class with a subject verb agreement. How this
This
go?
is the subject of the
miss.
formula make R the subject of the formula.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes,
Oh,
that is
nice.
miss. I get a call. Hold on, miss.
All right, Daniel. So who said that just now? I think a subject verb agreement we're going to now, no can't be gonna English class and such. Who else? Somebody has to pick up where Daniel left off. So we don't go until 8. He says 2 pi r is equal to 35.2. And someone else was saying we are making r the subject. So let me just write what was said. Let me change the color here. So we have, yeah, find myself on the screen. All right, here we go. 2 pi r is equal to 35.2. So someone has to tell me what to do from here now. How this go? They say I should make r the subject. How do I go about doing that?
Divide each side by 2 pi.
2 pi, so I'm dividing each side by 2 pi. All right. 2 pi and 2 pi.
Miss.
Yes, dear.
Miss, but you know, like times 2 by pi first.
Boy, what they say me I do, you know? Me no know.
So
What they
miss,
say me I do. Come, make we go on and see. So we see me divide 2 by 2 pi. What me do now?
you go cancel out the 2 pi
So
right
I'm
there. So
dividing. So me I divide. So I'm left with what? R is equal to
35.2 over 2 pi.
So my girl in said she don't know what go on here saying because she say you should have do something else first, cause it's a whole heap of pie.
Miss, you can go to the question I did the first one.
Oh, to see what they said pi was?
Yeah.
22/7.
Yeah, so you go change it to, yeah.
So want to tell me I want to reach here, so no. So, all right, tell me what is R? So like I want to come so far, I think this is good, so I can show you what I got to see if I was on the right track. So see it here, look like me right, because I'm in line with what you are saying. So from the diagram, the circumference of the base of the cone is equal to the arc length mn. So therefore, 2 pi r is equal to 35.2. We made r the subject, we substituted, and we would have gotten the radius to be 5.6 centimeters. No, you realize how the question started off so simple and how it got a little bit complex, but you really never get complex. It's just for you to pay attention to what was provided. Did I lose anyone in the process? Everybody's
Yes,
okay? Who me lose? Jesus, what should me lose, you know? Who did I lose?
Me, miss.
Who is me? All right, here we are. Where did I lose you? You want Sansan to show her cone again?
No, miss.
All right, so what happens? You have to talk to me now. So remember what we're looking at. No, you have to tell me when I lose you because I don't know where to start.
Miss from everything from question B, miss. Section B.
So why you don't want to see the image again? All right, tell me what you got. Tell me what you understood. You understood how we got the cone? How did we get the cone?
Miss, I does not understand this.
You don't understand how we get the cone, so that means the Sansan have to show you about the image. Because that is a part of it. Sansan, open your camera again. Let me stop sharing. Open the paper first, Sansan. Don't close it yet. Just open it flat first. All right. Look at what Sansan has. You see in the
Miss,
center
I
there, you
can't
see
see
the
it.
angle? You're not
Miss,
seeing
I'm not
it?
seeing it.
You have to look for Sansan to see that her camera is open. You have to look for the person. Her name is Sansan, S-A-N, S-A-N. Her camera is open, so you will see her page. Are you seeing it now?
No, miss.
What are you seeing on your screen?
Miss, I'm seeing your name, Miss, only.
So that's what I'm saying. You have to look, you have to scroll through, or you're using your phone, you have to slide across until you're seeing everyone's name. You look for the person that's camera is open. So slide across, slide the names across, and look for Sansan. Well, you don't even have to look for her. Once you're scrolling, you will see the paper. Just scroll until you see her paper.
Miss, I found her.
All right, awesome. So look at the paper now. You would have noticed that what she has there is the question that we just did. So based on what she has, you realize the angle is to the top is 168 degrees. Are you seeing that?
Yes, miss.
And you realize from O to N on her right, because she have the diagram nicely drawn at the top. From O to N, you realize that is 12, because that is a radius. And from O to M on the other side, that is the other radius. You see those two parts?
Yes, miss.
And when we calculated earlier, we calculated the curved part, that is MRN, that is the curved part of it right there. So when we calculated that, what did we find?
Miss, we find the circumference.
Well, we found the curved part. So we found the curved part based on the sector that we had here, and it was 35.2. So fold it now, Sansan, close it. So this is what they said happened. They said you created a cone. You seeing the cone?
Yes, miss.
So they're asking you now to find the radius. So that means that from the center, which we cannot see because it is open, but we assume saying that the middle based on the picture that they showed us, to any point on the circumference of that image that she has right there, that she has in her hand, that actual thing that she has in her hand. But we know the circumference, but we don't know the radius. How do we go about finding the circumference of a circle? You know the formula to find the circumference of a circle? You remember the formula that we mentioned earlier?
Miss, 2 times pi r.
2 times pi r. So we know that the circumference, thank you so much, Sansan. We know that the area of the circle is 2 pi r, right? So we know that C is equal to 2 pi r. But we already know the circumference, because the circumference was what we found in part A, which is 35.2. Right? Are you agreeing with that, Amoya?
Yes, miss.
All right. And we have 2. We know that pi is 22/7. But we don't know r. So r is what we are being asked to find. You good to this point?
Yes, miss.
All right. So let me switch to this part now. So here is what we're saying. Oh, let me go back. When Daniel was talking, Daniel said that I don't remember who it was. I think it was Daniel, I'm not sure. What he was suggesting that we do, we make R the subject. So he said, how you get R, make R the subject. He said first that we have to divide both sides by 2 pi. Because we want R by itself. So we're dividing both sides by 2 pi. You seeing that, Amoya?
Yes, Miss.
So when we do that now, that's how we get to here. When we divide both sides, this is what we would get. R is equal to 35.2 divided by 2 pi. And we know that pi is 22/7. So that's how we got the 5.6. Any better?
Yes, Miss.
Please, you just have to say yes, miss, because you just have to say yes, miss, you know. But let us move on to the next one now. Here now, you're asked to find the height of the cone. Look at this now and tell me what you see. You're asked to find, based on this, what do you have? Let me go back down here. So let us look at the first question. OM and ON. What is ON?
12.
What is 12? What does
Radius.
12 represent? The radius. OM is what?
Miss, it's also 12.
It's also 12 because it's also the radius. All right? Keep that in mind. So we are here. So that is the radius when it was open. Now when we put it in the cone, we had a new radius. Not true. What was the radius that we just found?
5.6
centimeters.
centimeters.
What was it again?
5.6 centimeters.
5.6. So right here, so we just found this to be 5.6. But then I ask if we find the height. But then I give you this. What is this length then?
12
12.
centimeters. 12.
12 centimeter.
12. 12 what?
Centimeter.
How do we know that this is 12?
Because back at the first question that we did, both sides are 12.
Both sides are 12. I remember I said it's the same thing. We take and we close it. And it is still 12. Because it is from the center out to the circumference just the same. So it is still 12. So if you look at this, what shape is this?
A right angle triangle.
A right angle
A
triangle.
right angle triangle. How do we find the side of a right angle triangle?
Pythagoras theorem.
Pythagoras' theorem. So, how it go?
A square
This
plus
was
B
a
square
session
equals
before.
C
Which
square.
A? Where get A from, sir?
No,
Where
the
did A
formula,
come
miss.
from?
Height square equal opposite square
Which opposite, miss? Which opposites? How do you identify the opposite and the adjacent side? Tell me.
AB sine C.
AB, she gone trig ratio. No, miss. What?
Oh,
Were we given an angle?
Miss, is
remember
it C square equal uh, B square plus A square?
All right. Yes, Daniel was saying it. So it's A squared. I'm gonna like use them little letters here, you know, because it's not related to what we're doing. But since I saw no know it, A squared plus B squared, this is a 2 is equal to C squared. C squared is what though? C is which side?
Hypotenuse.
The hypotenuse, which is the longest side. So these two sides are the legs. You cannot label the sides adjacent and opposite without a given angle. So if no angle is given, they are legs. Not opposite or adjacent, but legs. So A, what we want A to be, we can choose any letter. Make we talk H now. So H squared plus, what is B?
5.6 square.
5.6 squared. Awesome. Jesus, look for me too, man. Oh my God. is equal to C squared, which is what? C is what?
12
12
squared.
12 squared. Me don't talk no. Your time to shine. Work it out and go ahead and type it in the chat, and then we'll check the answers. I'm giving you a minute or two. If I'm generous, I'll give you 2. I stepped away for a little while, so I hope no one was talking to themselves while I left. I see my chat lighting up. Let me see what is there. 10.6. No, sir. Oh, it's a side. 10.6, 10.6. All right. Let us check to see what the answer is based on what I worked out. All right, and here we go. We're using Pythagoras' theorem, and we would have gotten 10.6 centimeters, and this was rounded to 3 significant figures. So the height of the cone is 10.6 centimeters. And this brings us to the end of tonight's session. Thank you so
Miss, can you
much.
skip back for a second, please?
No problem. Thank you so much for staying with me. I know it is late. I know this one went a little bit longer than expected, but I appreciate the fact that you stayed, you tried to work it out, although it's late. I appreciate it. I hope you do very well on your exam. And looking forward to seeing you next term when we start all over again. This will be the last session for this term. We will start back in January. The flyers will come out and you will see them. And we will start from there. I cannot say off the top of my head what the next session will be on, but you will be duly informed. Yes, Daniel?
Excuse me, Miss Edwards. Do you have a YouTube channel where you post previous videos? Because it was today I heard about this.
Oh, I think the channel is, let me check. I don't want to tell a lie. I really
This is
don't want
my
to tell a
this is
lie.
my first time here. Exactly.
Oh, so you would have missed a few sessions, Daniel, because I think this is about the 4th or the
Wow.
5th.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that. We would have had a few sessions prior to this. So you would have missed a few. If you go on, let me tell you. I soon tell you.
Miss, this is also my first.
Oh my. Oh, I'm already there. Where were you guys?
First 2.
Listen, this is also my first.
All right. So you're going to look at, there are some previous sessions. I don't think it's all of the previous sessions that would have been posted, but some of them are posted on Region 7. I don't want to tell a lie. Region 7 Mathematics team. So you can look for that on YouTube and you will find the sessions.
Both Region 7 and Region 5? Or else Region 7?
No man, just Region 7 you will find it would be on what should I say now? It would be on Region 7's page.
I've
So
only
you
seen
can,
2.
you're only seeing 2? You're supposed to see 3,
Part
man.
1 and Part 2.
Trig part 1 and part 2. This one will take a while before it comes up, I think.
So this one will be 3.
So this one would be the 3rd one.
Okay, miss. Thank you very much. I was subscribed.
You're welcome. And that is it have a wonderful night. I can't say evening anymore because it's
Or
night. It's
Miss
now 8.
Edwards?
Yes, dear.